Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you, Master? Good.
Hello, everyone. We are back again with another excited episode of Chow with Peter. We've been doing it for the last 2 years, and it is a sad and happy moment at the same time. Happy because I get to do with Ambassador Haas again. Sad because this is the final episode of Chow with Peter. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Chow with Peter. I was just talking with my colleague that it's been 2 years already. How time passed.
Yes.
So our first question is very obvious that what has been your most incredible experience as ambassador to Bangladesh?
I think it's all of the people that I have gotten to meet from all different parts of Bangladesh and all different walks of life, from the politicians to the leaders to the business people. But I think the people that have really touched me the most are a combination of the students and listening to their goals, their aspirations for Bangladesh, what they want to do in the future, and then also civil society. The people who are out there talking about how they want to see Bangladesh change, about the reforms that they want, about their desires for a better Bangladesh going forward. And listening to them and the inspiration that the students and the civil society activists make has really been inspiring for me.
Now, I think we've been very serious. Let's get into the fun part. I see you are wearing a coat pin. I'm too. And as viewers will see, it has a duck in the coat pin. Can you give us some background?
No, so of course this is Rastrodut Haas. So my last name means rabbit in German. But in Bangla, when you pronounce it Haas, it means duck. And from even when I first got here, I would hear people kind of joking about Ambassador Duck. And then, for a while there were memes of the duck carrying a backpack, other ones about, a duck swimming away. And then at some point there were some not very nice memes about Ambassador Haas and Rastrodut Haas. They went from being really funny to, in some cases, a little bit sinister and dark during the lead up to the elections. And finally, at one point, I decided I could either be angry and upset about this, or I could laugh about it.
Or we can do this.
Yes, or we can do this. And so we decided to do this. And so it's based on a cartoon that appeared in one of the newspapers where someone had Ambassador Haas shaking the hands of a government official. And I just thought, I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. And, that there's no shame in being Ambassador Duck. And so we had these pins made just for a little bit of fun and to say that, hey, we can take a joke. So I have these and it will be one of my continual memories of my time here in Bangladesh.
This is amazing. I mean, there are not many people who would take this and embrace it as a coat pin. It's beautiful. Thank you so much again.
Sure.
Whenever we have seen that we are being in youth and we've been among people, and when they talk to you, we have seen that they get so inspired and immediately they want to see in their career in diplomacy. So what would be your suggestion for the youth or for the people who want to build their career in diplomacy?
Boy, so I think one of the misnomers about diplomacy is this idea that you can only say nice things, that you can only praise. And I think I instead have taken the approach that you should always tell the truth, that you should always be honest, you should always represent the country that you're paid to represent. And there's always a difference. Some things you just can't say in public. You shouldn't say in public. But some things you can. And some things you should say in private. But there does seem to be a notion sometimes that being a diplomat means only saying nice things to people and making them feel good, when in reality, if you have a trusted partnership, a trusted relationship like we do between the United States and Bangladesh, that we should each be willing and able and actually welcome the telling of the truth between the two. I think another part is just to be authentic, and to be yourself. I think I've occasionally heard references to me smiling all the time. That's just who I am. I just smile. And that you just need to be who you are and represent the country that you belong to as best you possibly can.
Beautiful answer. Those who have worked with you in the last 2 years, those who have collaborated with you, we know that you're being honest and really, really true to yourself. And thanks for that again, Ambassador Haas. So only a few years back, Ambassador Haas, we've been celebrating the 50th years of diplomatic relationship between US and Bangladesh. And I want to know that what are the prominent areas of cooperation between US and Bangladesh?
Thanks. So recently we did our Independence Day event, and Foreign Minister Hassan Mahmood came. And there was something he said that was particularly striking to me and that I was particularly pleased to hear. And he said that over the past 50 years, whenever Bangladesh has needed help the most, the United States has been there. And he talked about the Sea Angels, he talked about COVID, and he talked about the fact that we're the largest investor in Bangladesh.
Right.
And all of that stuff is great, but we need to constantly be looking towards the future and what do we want to work on next. And so for the next 50 years, and for my successor and my successor's successor, we need to keep focusing on what is it that both countries want and in both of our mutual interests. And I think the couple of areas that are most striking right now, one is climate change.
Absolutely.
And the United States has already spent more than $600 million in Bangladesh as a partner, helping Bangladesh with mitigation and with adaptation and other areas. And I think that's a tremendous growth area in the future because Bangladesh is in the top 10 most affected countries from climate change. And the United States has all kinds of businesses with all kinds of ideas and ways to help Bangladesh with renewable energy, with mitigation, with adaptation. And so I see this as a really important area where we can collaborate going forward. In that, the second part, of course, is the business. We continue to work on the business, continue to work on education and people-to-people exchanges. And I think the last area is information technology. I know it's something that Bangladesh is aspiring to become a leader in. And I think that if Bangladesh adopts the right policies, U.S. companies will flock here. And so I see lots of opportunities for us to change what we did over the past 50 years and to identify what matters now and to go to the next 50 years.
Very promising. Thank you again to US and to Ambassador Haas for all the supports we have been having from you and from US. Thank you, sir. This is not the first time we have had that we are being loved. Thank you so much for saying that again. Now, you had very exciting and adventure last 2 years. But if we ask you that, what would be 3 words that you will describe your whole experience and why?
So it would be stems, snacks, and snaps. So let me explain. So the hospitality of the Bangladeshi people, and almost wherever I go, there are stems, meaning flowers, and that gift of flowers as a welcome. Almost no matter where I go, I will always remember that. Soon after the stems, of course, you sit down and you start your meeting, and then the snacks appear. Whether it's Pringles, some of the ministers do Kentucky Fried Chicken, the cashews, locally grown cashews, locally grown nuts, the sweets. You can't meet anyone in Bangladesh, and of course the cha. You can't meet anyone in Bangladesh without being treated to some snacks. And then the final one is snaps, because I think that is the overriding cultural thing that I've gotten from Bangladesh is, yes, to do a selfie. And then I think it's probably where I've learned most of my Bangla too. Ashin, and then Arekta. And then the other one, of course, is another S, is a single. But just all of the selfies that I've had taken here, again, with so many different people from Bangladesh. And so those are the three words: stems, snacks, and snaps.
Very nice. Irony, we don't have any snacks today.
No, but maybe we'll do some snaps afterwards.
Right, absolutely. Ambassador Haas, you mentioned that whenever Bangladesh arises, the name Bangladesh arises, it's hospitality and food. So what would be your best experiences of Bangladeshi foods?
I mean, it's just the pride and the importance that people give to not only to Bangladeshi food, but to the food from their particular region. So I had the opportunity to go to Rajshahi and, of course, had mangoes, to Chittagong and had mezmahi, to the different cities that all claim that they have the very best sweets and the intense pride that they have. Rangamati, the Chittagong hill tracts, and to have bamboo biryani. And then the fruits and hearing, Dinajpur for the lychees, and, every particular city has got something that they're proud of. And of course, my overall favorite from the entire time here is fuchka. And, those just little bite-sized morsels of joy that you just pop into your mouth. And one of the most fun experiences I had was learning how to make them with a celebrity
not
chef.
Very long ago.
Not very long ago. And we tried some fusion ones.
Right.
It's probably best to go with the originals.
I agree.
And so I know when I go back to the United States, when I go to New York City, I am going to find that street that has apparently 17 different fuchka sellers in one street. And so I'm going to find that and pop those little morsels of joy.
And we look forward to hear about all those experiences. Thank you, Ambassador Haas.
Thank you.